Hi guys, this is Shelby with Elite Horse Decorations, and I'm going to go over how to braid a mane. I currently offer polyester mane rolls, spandex, and metallic spandex. So over the next few months, I'll be working on coming up with videos on how to mane roll various materials and various styles. So for this, we have a polyester mane roll. The adult is just shy of 12 feet. And then we have 7 flowers for halter. This is Prim. She is 10 and has been used many a times by youth and adults to show. So I generally throw the mane roll around my neck and then do like a slip knot just to keep the tails out of the way. Now this is winter in Indiana, so she is very woolly right now. I would like to see her mane maybe a little bit shorter and thinner, but we could still get a lot of Arctic air. She is about 17.1. I'm 6 foot tall, so I only need about a half bench. You can get these that are like 4 foot tall. Shipshewana Harness sells awesome braiding benches, but you can also go to Harbor Freight and get a very nice wide foldable workbench. So her mane's been somewhat thinned and trimmed. Her bridle path has been cut. Last year cut a little bit too much off, so trying to get it to grow out for this show season. So one way you can start the mane roll is putting the mane roll in front of the hair. And I'm using blue right now, 2 shades of blue, but I should probably use 2 colors next time. So you just put the mane roll in front of the hair. I've got a nice little chunk right here sticking up already. Hi, girl. And I'm going to take my piece from the back, cross it, piece from the front, cross it, and right where it crosses, pick up another chunk of hair about the same thickness as the first chunk. And then I cross it so I go right hand in front of the left hand. And once I do that, I hold it down and pull the tails so that that little fabric gets tight. So back, hey babe, front, and you've got your little piece. Now to make it stay on the mane, you need to pick up a little piece each time. So we're going to pick up just a little piece right next to it, add it to the hair, do my right in front of the left, hold it down close to the neck, and pull the fabric. And then same thing, back, crosses to the front, front to the back, pick up a little piece of hair, right in front of left, hold the fabric down and pull. And you'll start to see these little scallops here. So you keep going in the same pattern all the way down the neck because it will keep the scallops all in the same direction. Add some hair, cross, right in front of left, pull your fabric, and repeat. When you're learning out, it's very common to move or forget which way you're flipping, and then your scallops, like when you stand back and look on the side that doesn't have the extra mane on it, you can see when they change directions. It might take you a long time at first to mane roll, but you can get down to doing it very fast. Some of the professionals I used to work with at Budweiser could mane roll in like 3 minutes flat. When you do it enough times, I mean, it becomes muscle memory and makes life a little bit easier. So of the materials that I offer for mane rolls, polyester is the one that has the least amount of stretch. It's often good for beginners because, I mean, it's soft on the hands. You can learn real easy with it. And it's very durable. Like, I'm sure I have mane rolls from when I started rolling almost 25 years ago. If that shows my age. The next popular, actually the most popular mane roll material is spandex. So if you're in hitch or even the halter horses, when you do your mane roll, you want the horse's head tied up. But, you know, horses get sour. Well, especially this mare does. Get sour if it heads up all the time. So you can mane roll with the spandex and pull it tight. But then if you're going to the halter class and she drops her head, or you're in harness and are trying to put the collar on and they drop their head, the spandex gives with their neck movements, and it keeps the mane roll in. You'll see at the end, I'll demonstrate after we get this polyester one done, that when she puts her head down, the very back of the mane roll here will come undone. So like when we were in Illinois State Fair, we had her halter class, her senior championship, grand championship, 4-H, like showmanship. And by the end of the day, we've probably mane rolled the last like 6 inches multiple times. But by doing it with spandex, it tends to stay in pretty often. You can let the horse's head down to drink some water, maybe hang a hay bag if you don't have the help to take the braid down and redo it again. And we'll just keep going all the way down. As you can see, we're getting nice uniform scallops. Another nice trick to do is when you cross your fabric, add the hair, cross the hair, and go to tighten this, keep everything tight against the neck. I've taught many people how to mane roll, and the biggest thing I see is like when they go to tighten it, they roll their wrist up and pull it away, and you wind up with gaps underneath the mane roll. I know we like to put flowers in easy, but I don't like to see any light underneath of it. And of course, I mean, you'd want especially going to a show, you'd want a clean horse. Not one that just got pulled from the pasture on a very rainy 40-degree or January day. But I guess she puts up with it. The other mane roll fabric that I personally like is the metallic spandex. So it's not as stretchy as the regular spandex, but it's stretchier than the polyester, and it's got like quite a bit of weight to the fabric. So if you want the bulk and the standout of the polyester, but you want it to give with the horse when they're messing around in cross ties or being harnessed, go with metallic. It's a pain in the butt sometimes. Like if you get some fly spray on it, the chemicals will leave some spots on the fabric, but honestly, when you're in a 6-horse hitch on the edge of the arena, like I don't notice it. And I've been using it for years, different colors, red, blue, silver, black. But it's super nice to roll with. It's easy on the hands, and it sparkles, so like it reflects light really well, and I think it stands out. There's a Belgian hitch that is like all royal blue, and it really pops against the nice light coats of the Belgians. There's 2 standard sizes of mane rolls. This one is the full length one, 12 foot. Polyester comes in full/hitch length, which is about 10 foot. Normal size, which is 12 foot. And then we do 14 foot for polyester. So a lot of people, especially driving, like to tuck the tails of the mane roll in their back pad. Adds a little bit of color, makes it look nice. Our metallic spandex would fall around the same length as a polyester, because even though you're rolling it and it stretches it out, you're not going to wind up with a lot of excess material. Spandex, on the other hand, hey honey, is a different breed. You can get away with 10-footers for normal use, because as you're rolling, you're stretching the material, which we'll see in another video. And by the time you're done, like, you wind up with long tails that will still fit in the back pads. Most hitch people use 12-footers. I've had a few requests for 14 when I show some photos of hitches, and they've pulled the spandex super tight. Like the tails are near the horse's hocks, and that's a little bit long. Spandex comes in the most variety of colors. I want to say I have access to close to 35 colors. Due to COVID, supply chain issues and stuff, I used to have a lot of access, like to many metallic colors. Now I've got about 6 or 8 that I have access to. And polyester, I can get quite a few colors as well. Probably about the same as spandex. It's just depending on the supplier and what they have in at the time. You can hear the girls outside wanting to come in for dinner, but they can wait. So we're getting near the end of her mane. I don't have a lot of hair right here, and I've left it pretty long. So when I get down to here, I'm just gonna grab everything and not leave some stuff hanging out. So I mean, when you're doing halter classes, like you're wanting to give that illusion of a long neck, like a mile long neck. So the more you can mane roll and the longer you can make your mane roll, it's an illusion and helps draw the eye thinking that the neck's longer than what it is. We'll also do that by adding flowers, which is a whole nother topic. A halter horse, standard halter horse, has 7 flowers. You can do 9, 11, but it's always an odd number. Another trick is adding more flowers to make the neck seem long. An even better way to do that, to make sure there's more space between it, is to put in full size or pony size flowers into a full grown draft mane. So you can get 12, sometimes, or 11, sometimes 13 flowers in it, and make it seem even longer. Alright, now we're getting to our last piece of mane to add. So I'm going to take it, and this is where it gets a little funky. You're just going to continue going down the back like you would, but you're not going to add any pieces. We'll just keep going down, crisscross, pull it tight, crisscross, pull it tight. And I'm going to leave it right here. So I'm going to bring the 2 pieces of mane together, bring around my far end, and do a half knot. And this is going to hold it in place. See, so we went from 12 foot of fabric to mane rolling, and I mean, she's not a huge mare. I think she has a nice neck, could be longer, but this is what you have left after 12 feet. If you wanted any less, we can take our tails and put a nice bow up here if you don't like your mane roll hanging down, but I like to leave it. So now come the flowers. Hey girl. Wires on the flowers, they don't last. Whether you do copper, aluminum, steel, whatever. So I always start at the very top, and we are going to put the wire through, wrap it, hey, go around the top of the knot, hey, and stick it through the side. And this clamps it in without doing a 360 on the wire. What gets you is wrapping these wires and cranking it super hard, and then they break. So I'm going to go down here and probably go to like the second knot, because when I wrap this one around, I'm going to put it around the tail. Come this way on the right hand side, clamp it, and then just wrap it around the tail. Keeps everything a little bit straight. Now there's 2 ways to do it. I haven't been mane rolling in a few years, but you can count every single knot, divide it in half, and then divide it in thirds. Otherwise, you can eyeball it. So we'll just eyeball it today. Put her in the middle. Pull the wire towards you. On the left-hand side, wrap it around, clamp, and wrap it back. So you've clamped it down against the mane roll, but you've only done a 180. We're not doing 360. We're not breaking the flowers. Even though I make them, I don't have time to make my own, so I'm very careful. And then same thing with this. Now we're going to put 2 in between here. So again, just eyeball it. And you know what? If you're too close on one side, the beauty is you can take it out and move it. Girl, stop. And then just divide this one in half. Hey, and this is what I mean. Maybe it's a Clydeism. Girl. Same thing over here. 1, 2. Clamp. And then our last flower. There you have it. 7 flowers, polyester main roll, that's 12 foot long. Hi, girl. And we are ready to go to a halter class. All right, guys, you can go to www.elitehorsedecorations.com. Find some decoration inspiration ideas there. And until next time, happy braiding.